Hello, book lovers, and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club. My name is Claire Perkins, and today I'm talking to Kevin Eastman. Kevin is the author of Don't Gamble on Life's Improvement Until You Shift the Odds, a self-help book on how to deal with life's curveballs, barriers, and roadblocks that keep getting in the way and the formula for overcoming them. Hi, Kevin. First of all, welcome and thank you for coming on Book Talk Radio Club.
It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, why the title, Don't Gamble on Life Improvement Until You Shift the Odds?
Well, the title obviously is a metaphor, of course. It represents the desire that people have to improve their lives and look for different ways to do that, but not much might be changing with the methods they're using. The odds that I refer to is the mindset. One of the things for me was I had to learn the hard way that circumstances can't be changed. So the only alternative was to change what you control, and that's how you think. And that's where the title came up with. That's where I came up with.
Absolutely. So shifting the odds of the formula, this mindset, can you tell me, give us an idea?
Absolutely. The formula that I speak about is a simple one, your perception. Throughout the book, I stress emphatic self-honesty because it's a huge part of identifying deficiencies, if you will. And once the deficiencies are identified, it's easier to form a strategy to correct them. It's difficult to deny a glaring fact when it's staring you in the face.
True.
and that's where perception comes into play. Your perception of your circumstances shape your mindset, and it has a huge impact on the direction of your life.
So my goodness, yeah.
And one of the examples I use in the book is a bowling ball example. If somebody's throwing a paper ball at you, you'll swat it out of the way without thinking. But a bowling ball being thrown at you, you will move out of the way, and it's just how you perceive what's coming at you, how you will react to that.
Absolutely. So how did you come across your formula? Sorry.
Well, that's interesting because it took a lot of banging my head against the wall for a long time. I kept running into roadblock after roadblock, and it took me stepping back, so to speak, and do a self-assessment, and that meant facing a lot of things about myself that I'd been ignoring or didn't want to face. Mm-hmm. And once I had that reality check, I had to change something, and the only thing that I could change was my mindset.
Yeah, it's taking responsibility for yourself, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So you wrote Don't Gamble on Life Improvement until you shift the odds to share your experience with readers. At what point did you have your eureka moment, and what experience was that?
Well, after a long period of frustration, I actually ran into a mentor, I served in the Air Force, and what he did was he forced me to examine the way I was thinking. Each time I came to him with an explanation, he forced me to take off the figurative blinders to see how things really were and not for how I wanted to see them. Mm-hmm. And that was the aha moment because I started looking at things for exactly how they appeared.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, people think their lives are terribly complicated, and I think that their perception to events and then their reaction to them doesn't help. And we get so easily caught up in what I call the hive mind, the accepted way of behaving that causes the feeling of complication. To me, life is beautiful and very simple. I mean, what do you think?
Well, life is simple for me now, but it wasn't always that way.
No, same here.
And it was because of the perception. I was one of those people that saw the glass half empty instead of half full, which ironically is one of the chapters in the book. Right. Chapter 5 is titled "Is Glass Half Empty or Half Full?" Mm-hmm. And what it does is it explains the perception and how perception can impact how you see things and how you react to them.
Yeah, I mean, if people, as I said, people tend to react in the hive mind. They react as they think they should, they're expected to react, or they react like everyone else because they just don't think.
Well, they react to the emotion at the moment instead of the circumstances, and that can have a major impact on the person's reaction.
Growth occurs by going beyond the boundaries of comfort, and this book tests those boundaries. The problem is people are comfortable in their misery. It's what they're used to. They like the idea of improving their life, but don't want to put the work to do so. Is your book a quick fix, or for those truly determined to making life's improvement?
Well, I think it can be a quick fix, but it's not intended to be a quick fix. The formula that I talk about in the book is a quick fix. It's changing your mindset, which can be done in an instant.
But only if the person's ready to. Only if they're open to hearing that they're ready to.
Exactly, and that's what it takes. The chapter 3 in my book is actually talking about the comfort zone and how people get comfortable in what they see, and that becomes the norm for them.
Yeah.
What I try to do with my book is to break people out of their comfort zone by showing them things, how it can impact, and you can be kind of stifled your own progress by what you create inside your head.
Very much so, absolutely. Since the 90s, I think most people are aware of the term self-help, and it has become a hot topic. What makes your book different from the other self-help books available?
Well, ironically, I don't think of it as a self-help book. I actually think
Oh,
of it
okay.
as a self-development book, because
Okay.
what I try to do is develop what is already inside the person.
Right.
Uh, I think one of the best qualities of my book is relatability. What I wanted to do was to show the reader a real person that has experienced real things and found ways to overcome the challenges. So I use a lot of my own experience in the book to kind of explain how these things made my life stagnate and what I did to get out of that rut, so to speak.
Right. And is there a particular, I'm going to say, not say self-help now, is there a particular self-development author or guru that you've followed or inspired you to write in this genre?
Well, believe it or not, I have some people that I enjoy listening to. I listen to Mark Gungor and I listen to Les Brown. But when I started thinking about the concept of the book, I intentionally stayed away from self help material because I wanted everything in the book to come from what I had in my head already. So
Right.
I intentionally stayed away from books, videos, everything, and just wrote the book.
Yeah. Did you find it just poured out, or did you find it hard to do?
Actually, once I started writing, it became a series of essays that turned into a 250-page book.
That's
So
fantastic.
I didn't think it was going to be that way, but it actually turned out that way.
What is the significance of the cover image of the book? I mean, specifically the dice.
That's actually ironic. I actually had this question thrown at me recently, and I wondered. The book's been out for about 6 months, and I wanted to figure out why it was taking so long to be asked. The dice are actually in front of a cliff, and the image is largely metaphoric. What it is a symbolic representation of how people try to resolve issues with the same mindset they used to create them.
Right.
The throwing the dice off a cliff and hoping they land on a good number once it hits the bottom. But you try to find my book is written to illustrate how simple so something as simple as a mindset can be the barrier standing between you and success and happiness. The interesting thing is you're in complete control of your mindset. So that barrier that you have, if you think about it, might actually be your perception of your own mind. So
Absolutely.
that's how I kind of look at it was with the dice, because a lot of people are confused about why the dice are there, and it's like, well, you can throw the dice off the cliff and hope it lands, but how do you know?
Yeah.
What if there's another way of doing that, and that's throwing it right in front of you instead of off a cliff?
Absolutely. Is this the first in a series of life improvement books, or just a one-off?
Well, when I finished the first book, I was relieved because I had a lot of things that I included in the book. But I had an author friend of mine tell me, "Congratulations, pat yourself on the back, and get started on the next book." And I thought I had poured everything into the first one, but recently I started getting ideas for another book. So
Right.
there may be another one in the works.
Well, do it in your own time. It's when you try and force stuff. That's when I think writer's block comes in. You know,
Correct.
I've written 2 books, in the self-help category, and I thought, well, I must do the third, and nothing would come. So I thought, you know what?
Right.
To hell with it. I'll do it when I'm ready to do it. Simple,
Exactly.
as simple as that. So, Kevin, what would you say to the person that says it's too late for me to make a change in my life? I'm too old.
Well, I would say that you're never too old. It's never too early or too late to learn something new. I thought I knew
Absolutely.
everything until I realized I didn't. What's ironic is I always knew I didn't know everything, but it didn't stop me from convincing myself that I did. So,
Love it. Love it. Lastly, where can people purchase Don't Gamble on Life Improvement until you shift the odds?
Well, my book is available through my website, www.kevineeastman.com. People can also get it through Amazon and through Barnes and Noble as well.
Right, that's lovely. All right, well, thank you, Kevin. That was really interesting. Please come back on Book Talk Radio Club again. I'd love to chat with you and hear more. In the meantime, good luck for the future. And thank you, everyone, for listening to Book Talk Radio Club. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay, don't disappear.